Mhm.
Mm, mm.
Pranams, everyone. Namaste.
Yeah,
Welcome.
nice to be back. Like I was just saying, it was like a month since we've done this. We've been on the road,
And we miss these interject these transmissions.
whatever they are, activation.
I was kind of reflecting on them because these transmissions that we have on Sundays, they're so powerful. They are so powerful. And we do a lot of different types of work, with moving with the Mamos and doing some planetary work and working with their ceremonies, right? And then we do our own uh what we call ascension or Stargate work or okay, Stargate ascension work, I guess you could say, or galactic work.
Words are not quite the brain synapses. We're still in la la.
And then you come back to doing these planetary transmissions. They're so quantumly layered, and the quantum energy that comes through them, they're really quite special that we have that. Who, how our how our Christos family is working through this group and through these transmissions. And I don't really think sometimes we really understand what's being transmitted. And each one of these meditations are like they're a key code, they're a frequency key code. There's a transmission that's here available now that our group is able to embed into the planetary consciousness grid through the human morphogenetic field, and all of you are part of that. So, and you can go back, it could be a one and done, but you can go back and look at any one of these meditations and then it's kind of like if the download's there, but you can kind of open it up a little bit more and you can play with it a little bit energetically and you can see what that key code is opening for you. Each one of them is a seed that's yet to be fully explored, and it's germinating in the spiritual realms for blooming in the next couple years, whether they be in the next year or the next 8 years. Sometimes these things take about 8 years for the effect of them to be felt at the consciousness level of. So it's quite extraordinary when you start to think about what these Sunday meditations are, what's in them, and the power of them. So I just wanted to thank all of you for showing up today after a month of being away. We were surprised anybody remembered those Sunday meditations.
As we remembered.
After eclipse season, I'm sure most of you have been through some kind of transformation, some kind of upgrade in light, and some kind of purification of the old energies. So thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this work with us. And honey, what are you getting for these
Today,
today?
I just want to connect in and weave in some of the work we did with the Mamos and the Zagas and the Kogi when we were in Nantucket and we were here in Pennsylvania, and then we went out to the petroglyphs on the Susquehanna River. You know, they live in a different world and a different realm, and we live in another world and a different realm, but the language and the teachings are all the same. And what's so incredible is, the simplicity, and it all goes back to, you within you, your energy field, love, give and receive, preparing with consciousness. So it was many, many, many layers. And it was hard. I mean, we did it during the eclipse season. We did it with, all kind of planetary influences, and people really got bounced around. And it was intense. It was intense for a lot of people, but yet beautiful. And the amazing part of it is, we met with Mama Rodrigo a couple nights ago to kind of go through the numbers. We had a lot of expenses, and the reason we do all this is also to support them in their communities. And this is the last time they're coming back to the US this in 2025. They'll be back in 2026. And, we were able to share that we did really well. We were able to provide and give them, and thank you for all the people that donated and support and bought mochilas or jewelry or got a personal session. I mean, they were delighted. And he also got his new prosthetic leg. And we dropped him off at the appointment here in Philadelphia with, which is a doctor that he's working with, and another group in Philadelphia kind of arranged everything, a beautiful soul named Meredith. And he said it's really state of the art, so he's kind of getting used to it. Like it's really fancy, it has all this robotic stuff in it. So it's a real he's taking that back to the Sierra. And the one thing that they were working on was he's able to ride a donkey with this new prosthetic leg. So the world is getting smaller and smaller. We're bridging, and so that was a beautiful part of the whole weaving and the work we did. And I think there was incredible planetary work we did. And we'll share some photographs and things. It just takes a while for them to incubate, and they kind of request that they get back, they get settled before I can post those public. I'm always allowed to post a few things, but I can't really go too much into the teaching. Um, but when he was
There's a
sharing,
certain level of them bringing the energies back, bringing them to this high Sierra Nevadas. They feel that their reservations at the top of the high Sierra is like called the heart of the world. It's like a holographic, smaller ecosystem that matches the global system. So the frequencies, they kind of bring them back with them, and then they go to the specific spots that they're guided and anchor those frequencies there. So I just wanted to.
yeah. And so kind of at the end of this journey, we took him out to the petroglyphs on the Susquehanna River. And it was just a small group. It was only like seven of us. And we didn't have a translator, and Google Translate didn't work because we didn't have a signal. We're out in the middle of this river on these big rocks with these petroglyphs. And for him, it was the most powerful part of the whole trip. And they were so excited to be on the boat. They got their life jackets on, him and Zumela, so Zaga, Zumela. And he got there, and it was like he talked to the water, and we witnessed this exchange happen. And he would speak, and the water would talk back, and he would speak, and it was so we didn't need any words. We didn't need a translate. It was just so pure and so powerful. And to witness that and be part of that, and then someone that was with us, a guide there, wanted to show us the petroglyphs, and they were like, "We already see them." Like they saw them when we got on the thing because they see beyond the realms. And we were like, oh, silly us, right? So it's just the subtleties are incredible, but the power and the potency of that, and he is forever changed based on that experience. And so their work is deliberate. I mean, really deliberate, really intentional. And even when they do a pagamento and they cover things up a certain way, there's a reason they do that. They don't want you to go back and disturb it because you think, oh, I need to tidy up or make it. It it's like you just leave it. It's so sacred to them. So to me, it was the beauty of the simplicity and the power of witnessing that. I had never witnessed anything like that in the physical. So it was really cool for me.
Yeah, I love the ceremony.
Hmm.
What the ceremony does is at a physical level, we have to have the bodies at the physical level. We have to be the conduits that plant it here, right? The seeding is the planting, but it's a symbol or a ceremony that mimics higher frequencies of what's happening at the crystalline level, at the light level, at the crystalline level. They're putting these intentions, thought forms
Hmm.
into the crystalline grid of the Mother Earth. And that's what's being planted, and that's what Mother Earth is taking those intentions, and she's the creator at the planetary level, right? And that kind of was mimicking what our next class is about. We got a class now on
Oh,
about crystalline
Tuesdays, right?
light forms, crystalline thought forms, and how to synergize your thought forms, your intentions, and bring them into the crystalline form of the planetary. So there's this whole synergy happening there with thought forms and the crystalline light body and us stepping into the esoteric level of it. And the ceremony is part of that, right? Another thing I really loved about the exchange that we had on the Susquehanna on the big Indian rock, right? Was, at one level, we're there to look at the petroglyphs, to see the petroglyphs and enjoy that, right? And enjoy the water, enjoy the beautiful day. And at the whole different level, it was about the communication between Mama Rodrigo and the big Indian rock. That's the label. It's the consciousness of the stone being. The petroglyphs represent what these indigenous put into the stone being. It was their
Hmm.
intentions that they put there over hundreds, thousands of years. They knew that, they could see the future, see the past, they could talk to Mother Earth, and they put their intentions there. And what was really that opened up for Mama Rodrigo, in my experience of what he was sharing, was he was literally having a conversation with that being.
It was
It
incredible.
was like a community. It was a down. He was like, he was like in this place of what just happened to him. He was having a little hard time processing that which was being downloaded to him and what she was giving by all, what he opened in himself. So then we kind of went to some restaurant afterwards, and we probably should have enveloped him a little bit more in a place
It
that
was
was a little more environmentally uh, not abrasive, we'll say. Because he left out of there like a man. It was like a sweat. It was sweating and bullets and everything. It was kind of a harsh. We didn't we didn't know what was going to happen in the transmission, right? So we were trying to provide him with a nice meal, but we kind of learned that we're gonna not do that again.
Well, I think this is just about being aware, right? My third dimension mind was like, well, he's gonna need to eat after, like get them food, right? So we stop at kind of some kind of family restaurant diner in the middle of Pennsylvania. Well, there was it was a Monday afternoon, a lot of senior citizens there, a lot of elderly people, a lot of sick people, walkers, and well, he's wide open and he's like literally clearing. And I looked over at the table and I was like, oh my gosh, he needs like get outside. I didn't even I didn't have the awareness. Well, now I have the awareness. So that's how powerful the work was on that rock. And to watch him, and he was not in any hurry. There was no sense of time. I mean, he spent a lot of time asking the rock and the water spirits and the nature spirits what they needed to give for offerings. We brought stuff in, you would be like, no, more of this. No, yeah. So we were all like opening our bags and just, every rock, crystal, Andara, plant, sage, tobacco, whatever shells, whatever we had, pine cones, whatever we had, we were just, insects, we were just putting there. And he spent a lot of time. And those of you that were with us in Nantucket and you all got your little goodie thing. It was so interesting that we were
Your
kind of
offerings bag,
your offerings
your
bag,
crystal.
your the turtle, the little turtles we all had, they're the ones that the water and the nature spirits wanted was our turtles. So our turtles are there. And we also had that big Andorra. You have a little Andorra that was kind of the Nantucket Andorra. The big one we all spoke to in circle and every night. That I brought it to energize. That's there too. So it's gone. I mean, it's not,
All of the energy
you
from the
can't go get
Nantucket
it.
Tagamento
All the energy
work.
from what we did in Nantucket and all the aspects that you have within your, that you guys have that you can carry forward is all there. So you may be feeling these subtle things or really having awarenesses, um, because it was pretty magical. It was pretty magical. So,
And what that rock does is it sits there, it sits in the middle of that river. There's a dam on top of it, dam. So there's this big drop in energy for like 250 feet. It's like a
mhm.
big place where they put dams because the energy potential is so powerful there. And then
Yeah.
the water flows through. And if you know what the energy dynamics when water flows through crystal or through quartz or through rocks, it's like a pyramid. It's the energy of the pyramid. The pyramids are designed to be generators
Mhm.
of frequency, generators of energy and
Yeah.
life. And people lived longer that were around the pyramids, right? That was what was there. And things flourished there and their consciousness flourished there. So all that energy that was connected into that big Indian rock has this flow of water consciousness constantly feeding, energizing the intentions that we created there in Nantucket.
It's like a
Each of you put there.
magnification,
Yeah, it's like a,
and
yeah,
it's out of time-space reality, so it's in purity. It's
without having to
incredible.
without having to build a pyramid.
Yeah. So, um, so Joseph, you and Michael talked about the class on Tuesday starting. There's no prerequisite for that, so you can just, it's 4 weeks. It will be recorded. It's 7 to 8. It's always nice to be together live. It just, really feeding the energy. So that's on the website. We have a sound healing this afternoon. You saw some of you, I put in our WhatsApp group. Um, I don't know what was happening in that room yesterday, but I was like in another reality. I've been in another reality in and out, and there was no filter in those pictures of what I posted. None. So we have 2 spots left today for the sound healing I think it's at 3 or 4. This afternoon, you can get that on our website. And we also have Thursday evening meditations live. If you are around 6 to 7, it was great. We just kind of sat, we did a little bit of a guided meditation, and it went so fast, like this Thursday. So we're starting to do that every Thursday. We'll do that till the end of the year and then see where we are in January. And the last thing is, we're going to do a weekend retreat here. That's the weekend of November 7th. Um, we have to get permission, but we may teach some of the personal pagamento stuff that we learned from Mama Rodrigo and Zumela in the Saturday program here and build on that. But we have to make sure we have permission to share that and teach that. And if we don't, Spirit will create the great program around us, whoever signs up. So that's on November.
It's to further energize this energy as we move into the spring equinox and the winter, what is it, the winter solstice and the spring equinox.
Yeah, it's right before the 11/11. So, these are really powerful portals. So, yeah. And the last thing is if you are local in the Philadelphia area, the Mamos head back. They have one final program tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon at Bartram's Gardens at 3:30. I think 3:30 to 5:30, and then there's a closing ceremony. We're going to go down for that. We have some things for them and for the kids. So, if you're in the Philly area, you can find that. I'll put the link under this video, or I did put it in the WhatsApp group. So that um, is there. So anyway, and thank you, Denise. Your package came. I will hand deliver it.
Yeah, and thank you all of you that contributed to Nantucket. I know that there was everybody gave with their gifts and supporting them with food and gas and everything. And we shared that with Mama Rodrigo, and it like brought him to tears because he
He
said we
did
would have
say
not made
that.
any money.
He said this
We
brings tears to my eyes.
wouldn't have made any money if it hadn't been all these contributions. And I'm like, I know. So
But yeah, so thank you all. I guess we're ready to.
ready? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna share screen here. Let's see if I remember how to do this. My God.
Just hit share, honey.
Oh,
No, no.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, that's good.
yeah, right.
All righty, check your posture, everyone. What are we checking? We're checking our spine is straight. Spine is our conduit, our vertical connection to our higher self, to our planetary grid. Just take a deep breath as if you're presencing your spine. How much can you presence right now? Does it feel fully activated from you? Do you feel the magnetic presence at your root chakra? You feel the energy moving up through your abdomen and into your rib cage. And you feel the spine's magnetics around your throat, moving into your brain, medulla oblongata, cerebellum. The Antakarana also moves into the middle of the brain, the midbrain, cave of Brahma, pineal gland. And kind of hooks back in through the frontal lobe, through the third eye, chakra. And then kind of tucks in there at the right behind the eyes. You may even feel it kind of anchoring there behind your eyes. Just feel the vibration, that open connection between the brain and the eyes and the energies that are moving through your antakarana, cerebral spinal cortex. And just kind of have a whole perspective or a whole feeling of your whole spinal column and your whole antakarana as one light channel. Good. Now take a deep breath into your heart, very slow, just kind of building a gradual momentum as you're pulling the energy up into your heart, just breathing in and connecting to your spine. Breathing in. Just hold for a second. Allow the undulation of the breath, the prana, to mix with your heart chakra energies. And then just exhaling down through your spine, clearing out any energies that may be stuck within your spinal. And as you breathe in, you're kind of breathing up in from the root chakra. Breathing in. Feeling the energy moving up from your antakarana into your heart field. And the heart field's in that place between breaths, charging. Then exhaling back down. And as you thread through your tailbone and thread into your root chakra, just feel the opening of your antakarana down into the core mother earth. Breathing in. Feeling the light consciousness of Mother Earth threading into your core, crystalline core of your heart. Feel that connection in your heart. And exhaling back down, threading through the tailbone, through the tip, through the root, all the way down to Mother Earth. And then just as you breathe, just let go of having to breathe. Let the energy flow from Mother Earth up into and around you. And just see if you can notice how her energy is moving up into you, into your light body. Maybe you feel it in your heart. Maybe you feel it in your spine. Maybe you feel it as a thin layer underneath your skin. Maybe you feel it as an activation of your medulla, or her energy moving into your brain, cells of your brain. Continue to allow that planetary liquid light energy to weave its way up through your light body, your light vessel, your light conduit, feeling as if you're being immersed in liquid white plasmic consciousness, silver white, almost as if you were like pulling a syringe, pulling energy into the syringe up through your physical vehicle, pulling it up through the crown chakra and creating a pillar of light that extends 3.5 feet above your head. It actually goes much further, but we're just conscious of that connection, that full connection to our higher self. And once you feel that plasmic silver white consciousness filling your vessel, your conduit, it's almost as if you have this pulling action up from your crown to 3.5 feet above your head, to your Tantrian. And once you feel that energy is kind of connected into that chakra, 3.5 above your feet, above your head, feet above your head, kind of passively allow that energy to continue to fill you, surround you, immerse you, integrate within you, and bring your attention back into your heart. You just notice. You feel like a slight pinching at the center of your heart. It's like this opening is happening. It's pushing through some of the density from source. Feels like that. It feels like some energy is kind of pushing its way through, clearing its way through and into that heart spine antakarana connection. More solidifying presence of the plasma energy, kind of filling the inner chambers of your heart field. And it may even help to have an image of like a crystalline field of your heart being immersed in silver white plasma energy with a blue tinge. It's as if your own inner heart crystals are being nurtured, fed by this plasmic stream of Christos consciousness coming from your heart field. You see if you can feel like you're breathing as if you were breathing in water, but it's not water because it's not going to suffocate you. It's prana, plasma, liquid light. And as you breathe it in, you can kind of feel it moving like gills through the outer edges of your heart field. And it's spreading upwards into your lungs and into your shoulders and downwards into your solar plexus and your lower spine, your lower back. And feel that plasma consciousness, Christos, energies flowing from your heart out into your vessel, your light body, your crystalline light body, and your plasmic light body. all of them integrating and being nourished by your own inner sourcing connection to source, held in a magnetic field of your planetary consciousness with the Christos pattern of Mother Earth, Christos consciousness at the planetary level of Mother Earth. We could call her Mother Gaia. Just even notice as you think Gaia, what happens in your heart field? What happens in your light body? What activation are you receiving? You just think Gaia, Gaia. You just feel those energies, just like a soft, very soft, maybe not so subtle spiral energy coming up from your root, from your tailbone, in through your solar plexus, and through your sacral, through your womb of creation, threading into that inner chamber of your crystalline heart. So see yourself as if you're inhaling and catching and breathing in your heart field, these energies, spiraling energies coming up through your antakarana, through your root. As you breathe, you're weaving them in and integrating them. At the same time, energizing your heart. You'll notice that as this weaving happens, that connection between your heart and all the chakras in the spine down into your root is becoming more magnetic. And your heart field, the crystalline heart field, is becoming more grounded. You could almost say it's almost like being brought in or pulled in by this magnetic energy into this realm. As if the greater heart energy is like this capsule or container that holds and contains this inner plasmic heart energy from source. And just begin to breathe with your heart, with that inner heart sourcing energy kind of filtering through the heart layers. the energetic layers, the multidimensional layers of your heart field. And as your heart charges, you may feel some like pulsing that's pulsing up through your throat, through your medulla, through your crown and pineal. It's as if the spiral is spiraling upwards, and as it spirals upwards, it pushes out the density and makes way for the plasma to be drawn upwards into your pineal, the center of your brain. And we're just breathing now here with your pineal, as if we're drawing this energy up from the core of Mother Earth and through the core of your heart. Reconnecting the pineal, which is the root structure for your crown, and moves forward into your Ajna chakra. And just allow your Ajna chakra to be received, to be transformed, to be illuminated, to become plasmic, soft and supple, alive. And as it becomes more supple, it starts to mirror the suppleness of your own heart. And a synchronicity happens between that divine wisdom and that divine love, unconditional love in your heart. We could call this an aspect of genius consciousness. Allow that to just kind of spread outward horizontally into your brain. And then come back to the heart and the third eye and the union, divine union. Unity, producing oneness. Good. Now third eyes are beaming now. Just notice how you're transmitting. And you may notice it just kind of, at first, as kind of a beam of light pushing from your pineal outwards. And as that energy kind of strengthens and wells in your third eye, creates a concentration or a momentum that begins to encircle your brain like a halo, like a torus tube. And it may not show up like that at once, but you can kind of thread it if you would like to take the energy from the front of you. Just slowly thread it around to your right ear and allow that energy to work with any sounds that are coming in through your astral hearing senses of your right ear. And it may be very quick, it may be very subtle, then it starts to kind of move behind your head to the back. Kind of moves its way left behind your left, around to your left ear. And again, open your hearing as you have the ability to hear no sound, be able to hear no thing, nothing. Notice how both hemispheres of the brain are being activated by the astral plasmic torus tube around your right ear and left ear. As the energy begins to thread back full circle, your left ear to the front of your pineal. Full connection with that plasma tube. We're just allowing right now the plasma, six-dimensional plasma tubes to become more tangible in your experience, filled with light, as if you're wearing a crown around your third eye, around your brain. And notice what the effect it has is your inner heart, or how your inner heart is communicating through your third eye magnetic, electromagnetic consciousness field. Just begin to notice how the torus tube is becoming more liquid, more plasmic, and wavy. It's becoming more quantum, has its own kind of oscillation. how the heart is activating the high heart. I'm just going to take a minute here to be with your inner heart field plasmic transmission. What each of you are receiving and transmitting. Begin now to just bring your awareness to your crown and visualize a white lotus over your crown chakra. You may notice how the Taurus white, silver white Taurus field is feeding it or holding the electromagnetic frequencies of the crown chakra. And you're bringing in your Christos white lotus, your personal divine blueprint into your crown chakra consciousness fields. And begin to feel your crown. Feel the white lotus petals. Maybe you sense golden stamen within, or electric blue, white root structures pulling down into your brain. Whatever your image to lock in your Christos divine blueprint with the fire lotus, plasmic template that you are. Begin to breathe through that white fire lotus. And the fire is not a burning, it's more like a tintillation, a vitality. And in your mind's eye, in your third eye, make a duplicate of your white lotus plasma template and see how it is interacting with your third eye chakra field, as if you placed or gifted this white lotus initiation to your third eye by laying it there, and breathe it in to your third eye. And notice what your third eye does or responds. Certain level of charging and anchoring happening right now. So just continue to focus there. Enjoy and feel. There's a peace there at your third eye, but there's also a bliss. Reach for it. Call it forth. A bliss of life. Joy of life. Ananda. And just bring in or draw forth that Satchit Ananda into your heart. Breathe it in. Allow that bliss to move through your spine, down through your root, and offer that Ananda to Mother Earth, your gift to her. When you feel she's received it, then bring your awareness back into your body. Your hands at namaste at your heart, reintegrating, centering. Pranam to Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, to your higher self, to your Christos family. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Shri Krishna.
Namaste.